Okay, right away I want to give a big shout out to the people who inspired me to do this. Studson Studios and Crafty Rick, you guys are awesome and you guys make it look so easy. Big inspiration. For those of you who've been following me on Discord and stuff, you've probably seen some of the other models I've done, the first one and the second one. And while I was browsing for inspiration, looking through all these different Fallout models, I realized I didn't know where to start. But then out of nowhere, my daughter saw this one. And I had to go straight to my scrap box and look for some inspiration, some starting piece. I was looking for a piece that would say, yeah, this is where we could start, you know, a good starting piece. And there it is. I thought that's a nice looking leg. I think that looks like that. And to me, I thought that was a really good place to start. So then I noticed that the rest of the boot, if I flipped it over, it would make the rest of that leg that I needed. So I thought that looked really good. Now it looked really good and I thought that was perfect, except for that it was a bit oversized. It was a bit overscale. Once I started to map out the rest of the robot, I realized it was going to be huge. So I went ahead and found a different piece for a different starting point, and this one was good. Yeah, it was a good piece. It was a good starting point. So I felt like it was the right proportions. I went ahead and used some simple foam and some foam sheets, and I sliced out, started to sculpt some of the shape, measuring here for that third panel. And then I found this car and I found some fins, and I realized that if you put the two fins together, it would make that overhead light compartment for the Collectron. And I made some notches in that third panel, and then I added some more foam on the sides, and I faced the raw, dirty edges, and everything to me was looking really good. I was really excited. I was really happy. I also put another foam and faced the put another sheet of foam and faced the charger to kind of just add some more bulk to it. And I was feeling really, really excited at this point. Really excited. So I think the next thing I was looking at was doing the bottom, and I added another layer of foam there, and then I added a boba straw. That's a boba straw for the tea or whatever, the tapioca. Sliced the little edge off of it, gave it a flat edge to cover up that, and then faced it with, again, another layer of foam. Now off to the shoulders and the arms, I gave it some little lemon wedges there of some foam, and then those were nice and that was easy. And then I went ahead and found those ball joints right there. Yeah, that was a tough one. I was struggling with that, and I went deep into a drawer and I found some of those baby rattles from a baby shower thing that was in a drawer. I don't know, one of those junk drawer things. Luckily I had two of them, and I shaved off the edges and gave it a flat surface, then went ahead and super glued them in place. Yeah. Then if you notice at the top, that was an attempt on the arm. It needed some scrunched up arm, so I had some failed attempts at scrunching paper down the side of a paintbrush and then trying to like hot glue it in the inside so it would stay scrunched. My technique changed, and I used small circles of foam, and then I hot glued each one, and I like the second technique, the way it came out. Yeah, I think it was really nice, and I just wish I had a hole punch. I didn't have a hole punch, so, but even then a hole punch may have delivered too big of circles, so. Oh, and then from there, it was that bottom waist joint. That was a bit of a tricky piece to find, but I settled for this piece. I don't know what it was, but yeah. From there, it was onto the hips, and I had to melt the waist joint so that the piece would kind of have a groove, a little notch. But that's just a piece of a pin and some foam that I wrapped strategically. Then I started to go ahead and do again what I did for the arms. Now off to the feet. I found the inside of this truck, this little Jeep, and I thought that the Jeep seats would make great feet, so it was time to trim those out. And after I did that, I finished it off with some foam, made a little cone out of some foam, and then notched it out and put our foot where it goes. Yeah, looked awesome. Attached it to the legs. Again, some details to the arms. I made the hands out of super glue lids, tacks, and some foam. There's it all done. Was really happy at this point. Feeling really good about this. A lot of the puzzles, building this thing from scratch, it's a puzzle. You're wondering how you're going to pull some of this stuff off, and I was really pleased with the decisions I had made. So it was off to go paint it. Yeah, here we are, we're painting it. It's nice, looking more like a model with every layer of paint. And you just really, I guess, want to make sure that you get in all the nooks and crannies. I don't know if I was really ready to paint it at this point because I knew I was lacking a lot of the details, but I was pretty anxious, so I went ahead and put a base coat on everything. Scratch building has been a lot of fun for me. I really enjoy it. So now it was off to some more details because I knew I needed to add some more details. So I broke up in an old cell phone and got some circuitry, some little bits. It was really nice. That's actually part of the case right there, clipped at the bottom, and then went ahead and added all my details. I found some old bottle caps that I had ordered off of Etsy, and I took the logos off of them, and I added all my features for the back there. And my research proved that there was a tank back there and some like railings or cords, or I'm not sure. There was a little bits of paneling on each side of the Nuka Cola Collectron, so I went ahead and added some paneling. There's a little bit in the front, and I wasn't happy with these decals. I just wasn't happy with them, so I knew I needed to do something about that. But I added the little bits around the boots, and yeah, it was coming along, and I was happy, but I knew I needed to change some things. I knew I wasn't too pleased with the decals once again, but I said, you know what, let's go ahead and paint it and maybe they'll grow on me. They didn't, so I went ahead and I changed it and there it is. That's the logo that I like, and there's the tank. Still needs work. It's not done yet. There's still attention to detail that I think needs to be put on it. So at this point I still wasn't done. I still knew that there needed to be attention to detail. I went in there with my pen. I started adding some more metallics to some of the legs and the arms, covered pretty much all of the black area with some transparent metallic. Even went back over that. I had just originally colored that with a silver Sharpie, and so now I went back and added some more metallic so it would have that real shine. And then in certain areas I hit it with the silver, and in certain areas I didn't. And if you notice there in the waist, covered up some of this and that with the there's a little touch up right there, and there's another little touch up below it. So once I was done with all of that, it looked really good. I was really happy with it. This is where I'm at so far, and I'm really quite pleased with it. Scratch building has been really fun for me. This is my third build, and I am really excited with it, and I'm really happy with it, and it's really awesome. But it still needs some more work. This is not done yet, and I would even like to make the station that it docks in. So I want to say, look for part 2. I know I hate making a video like that, but look for part 2, guys. And if there's anything that you want to suggest for my next build, please send me a cool robot from the Fallout universe. Send me a building from the Fallout universe. Yeah, I would like your suggestions on what I should build next from the Fallout universe. I think it'd be awesome. And that being said, thanks for watching, and look for part 2 when I attempt to make the Collectron station.